Crafting Journey here. That Journey chick on Instagram. Yeah, long show yesterday, but guess what? Today's going to be another long one. Yep. Both trials, because I didn't cover any Donald Hartung trial yesterday. I got some for you today, because silly me gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to diamond paint. I'm determined to get this thing done. I'm almost there. I'm like a few hours away. Well, yeah, a few hours away. I was like from 3 to maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, diamond painting like a fool. I got this whole corner done. All right, I finished this whole part. This is like done. No holes, no nothing. So I just have some holes to fill in here. And then I have been working on this upper part. See, all of this has diamonds because I've just been doing like one diamond at a time, like some cross country. The only part that is weird is like this gold in the hair here, but we're gonna roll with it. But I really like how it is turning out. It's so cute. Yes. Okay. So yeah, and my goal, I have a new goal. I always have goals, is to finish it by Friday. Friday is November 5th, and we will be starting the mystery diamond painting. Here's mine, mystery diamond painting. That starts Friday. And look at the colors. I didn't do an unboxing because, it's a mystery diamond painting. Red and green. So can you say Christmas? I'm thinking it's something Christmas. Yep. So that starts Friday. We're going to kick it off in Mickey Sunshine's Live at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Okay, coffee. Let's just take a breath. Have a cup of coffee. She's relaxing. It's Tuesday. I'm working from home today and tomorrow. I actually switched my schedule permanently because I kind of liked going in on a Monday. So from now on, I'm going to go into the office on Monday and take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. That way I have time to prepare for my Craft With Me Wednesday show on Wednesdays. And I'm not feeling so rushed. Yay. November. We're in November. We're going to do the proper week today. Yesterday we did next week. So here we are. And as it so happens, in the mail, I got some Happy Planners stickers that I ordered. They had been out of stock because they're very popular. And I got an email that they were back in stock, and I was like, I want them. They're on sale. The Miss Maker stickers. Now, Miss Maker is a crafter, so these are crafting stickers. So you open it up, and there's, a to-do list there, planner, project idea, supply list, and notes. I like this. Like if I start a cross stitch project, I can put what DMC I need and any notes. It's so cool. And it says, will work for stickers. So I thought we would decorate with this. Yes, let's see if there's any. Oh, look. This is so cool. There's a sewing machine, gift tags, yarn. Oh, here's what I'm looking for right here. So this one, I'm going to put this one in. It says Making Crafty Plans. We're going to put that. Will that fit here? No. We're going to put that right here. Making Crafty Plans. I like that. What else do we got? Okay. I like to put these at the bottom of the days just to make it colorful. So I was working also last night on my sister's blanket. It's getting there. I'm on skein number 5 out of 6. So it's almost done. Yeah. And it's going to be a total of 8 skeins. 5 out of 6 of the grayish one. And then I'm doing the 2 skeins of blue in between. So I'm on the second skein of blue. So I guess I've used 6 skeins so far. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, cool. And some more stickers. We can say coffee and crafting. They need one that says crime and crafting, don't they? We'll put that here. So yesterday, I did buy a new toothbrush. Did you? Did you buy a new toothbrush? This one says create. I love these stickers. We'll put that over here. Create. Now, as far as bills to pay, this is rent. We got to do rent. I've not had any uploads this week. Today is National Ohio Day, and I'll tell you why I'm celebrating that. Ohio. And then in the history, we're going to talk about Lady Chatterley's Lover. Ooh, the book. Lady Chatterley Lover. Woohoo. Okay, any more stickers that we want to put in? Make it more colorful. Any more. Oh, one of these would be cool. Oh, they're all little stickers. I love sticker books. Oh, how cute is that? I love sticker books. Oh my gosh. Maker's gonna make. Any day spent crafting is a good day. We're gonna put that one. Oh, I love this. Okay, we're gonna put that one right here. Any day spent crafting is a good day. Any weekend stuff? Any weekend stuff? There's some girls in the back. Look, some pictures of Miss Maker. So we'll put one of those. I'm gonna get one of those out yet. Why not? And they're in every color. A white Miss Maker, tan Miss Maker, dark Miss Maker, and a black Miss Maker. Yeah. Miss Maker comes in every shape, size. Well, no, they're all skinny. But every color, apparently. Okay. Cool book. That's from Happy Planner. I'm going to put Miss Maker right here over the Monday through Friday. Oh, doesn't she look cool? Okay. So here's the week. We've put the week up. I put Miss Maker over the Monday through Friday. Here I've put my stickers. You know, this is where I put this day in history, or, National Day and this day in history. Any uploads I put here. And then I put my bills here. And down here is just place for stickers and any other notes that I want to take. Anybody got a birthday this week that you didn't tell me about? I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah, that's that. So we're planned for the week. We're good. We don't have to do that anymore. All right, let's get my notes out. Let's put them here. So this is Ohio Day. So the National Calendar Day gives a day to each state. So Ohio is the 13th state in the Union. Yay, Ohio. It's a cold state. That's all I know. It's up in the Great Lakes. And the reason I'm excited about Ohio is because that is where the next crafting retreat is. So I signed up to go to the Michigan crafting retreat, which is now in Ohio, northern Ohio, right on the border of Michigan. And it's 13 hours from me. So I thought, I can drive this. I'm going to make it a 2-day trip. I will stay in a hotel one night, which will still be cheaper than a plane ticket. I'd rather drive because, I like to buy things and collect things at these retreats. So this is the summer retreat, not the winter one that I just went to. Well, the October one. This is the one that occurs in the summer. I have not been to it before, so I was on the list, and apparently they had some open spots. So they took people from the list and they spun the wheel, and I get to go. Yay! I'm super excited about that. So within 5 minutes, they had my deposit. And I will pay both retreats off when I get my tax return. But those are my vacations. So now I have a summer vacation and a winter vacation. And I'll be crafting. Oh my God, who doesn't love that? So if anybody lives in my area, Wichita, and you're going to this retreat in Ohio, let me know. And you could go with me. We'll drive together. But I am going to spend the one night in a hotel. Now, what is good about Ohio? The Great Lakes. It's got lots of lakes. I just remember my mother used to live in Ohio in this like one stoplight town. So I went to visit her and it was colder than bejesus. Oh my God, it was freezing cold. Like I had to get out and pump gas and I was freezing. It was oh my God, it was just, I've never been that cold. But when we got to the little town, it was so serene. It was everything was covered in snow and it just looked beautiful. And I had a wonderful stay with her and her sister. Was it her sister? No, it was my cousin, her niece, I think. Whatever. Anyway, it was Ohio. And I had gone with a boyfriend, so we went together. We had made it a trip. We stayed with her for a little while, and then we headed up to Michigan, and then we went to Toronto. We took the Canadian border, went to Toronto. Cold there too. Woo! Yeah, cold in Michigan. It was like over the Christmas holiday, and we actually were in a hotel in Michigan for Christmas, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They gave us a stocking on our door Christmas morning, and we got to look out at the snow. You know me, I love snow. Yeah. Then we got up and we drove to Toronto, and Toronto was amazing. Cold, but amazing. Yeah, I loved it. That was a great trip. I think the boyfriend dumped me after that. Well, not well. Months after that, but not because of that. We had a great time. But it wasn't a long-term relationship. Well, we dated for, I don't know, about a year or so, but he had connection. He was from this little island called Grenada, I think I think it was Grenada. Was it Grenada? Yeah. Anyway, he had some political connections and he needed to go back there, and they were planning a coup, and I'm like, I'm out. Yeah, it was weird, but I digress. Let's talk about crafting and crime. What you came here for? Yeah, let's get some diamonds out. I've got these out. I was plugging away at these. I've got a few more right here. I'm going to turn my light on. So if you live in Ohio, let me know if you're one of my subscribers that lives in Ohio. Yay! Okay. Do 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 do. So what is going on in the trial? Okay, I listened to both trials yesterday. I'm going to start with Donald Hartung because I skipped it yesterday. So first we hear from what I am labeling as a nosy neighbor. You know, that neighbor that's always looking out the window, that knows everything you do. Well, in this neighborhood, that's me. And my sister. But yeah, whatever. So this is that guy. He takes a stand. He's a former firefighter, and he retired from there, disability from the fire department, and then he ran a wedding business. And now he's just happily retired. He's in his 80s, him and his wife, and they live next door to where these murders occurred. And he knows everything about this family. Well, about their comings and goings. He's never had a conversation with them. When the father was alive, he's not in this murder picture because at this point he had passed away. But when he was alive, this guy says, I used to go over all the time because he had this lawnmower and it was always malfunctioning and he would get tangled up in it. So I'd have to go over and rescue him. So he had met the mother and he knew that there was a son, John, and a son, that they called RT, which is Richard. And he knew when they came, when they went, when the garbage pickup was. And he said every Tuesday, Donald would come over right just after lunch, and he would bring his dog. But on the particular Tuesdays that the murder occurred, he did not bring his dog. Now, this guy has an incredible memory. He remembers that that particular Tuesday, Donald didn't bring his dog. And he said his habit was he would go outside every, 20 to 30 minutes, smoke a cigarette, and play with his dog. Not his mother's dog, his dog. Now, on this particular Tuesday that the murders occurred, he did go outside and smoke a cigarette a couple times. He said he saw him go outside twice. This guy's very specific. He knew exactly what kind of car everybody drove, what it looked like, very descriptive. Yeah, nice neighbor. Anyway, let's see what else he's had to say. That particular day, he knows Donald left that house at sunset, and he describes sunset as, it's still light outside, but the sun is going down. He doesn't know what time that is. Oh, 7:46. That's what he said. 7:46. He doesn't wear a watch, but he knows sunset is at 7:46. Like, how do you know that? Anyway, that's when he saw Donald leave, which was much later than he usually leaves, and RT had already come home. So when Donald had arrived that day, he had actually parked on this guy's lawn. Get off my lawn. No, he parked on this guy's lawn so that RT could park in his normal space. So now we have a witness who's telling us RT definitely came home before Donald left, which is contrary to what Donald has told us. Anything else important? Oh, this guy had all of his windows open because his air conditioner was broke, and he never heard any gunshots. Interesting. Yeah. So, okay. Then, drum roll please, the jailhouse snitch. Yes. Okay, he is serving a sentence of 30 years for, what did he do? He attacked somebody with a hammer. What is it with hammers? I would never even think that. Like, if I was mad at somebody, it would not cross my mind to go get a hammer. I don't even know where my hammer is. In the toolbox, I guess. I mean, would that cross your mind? Hey, where's the hammer? I'm pissed. Let me go get the hammer. Anyway, he didn't have a trial. He pled to 30 years because he had a deal with the prosecutor. By then, he had already contacted the prosecutor and said, hey, he wrote a prosecutor a letter. Hey, I'm in the same cell as this Donald Hartung guy, and I have lots of information I can give you in exchange for a deal. So here's the deal. Instead of life in prison, he's for the attempted murder. It's attempted murder. Instead of life in prison, you're going to get 30 years. And he's like, that's not much of a deal. So in exchange for his cooperation in this trial. And then the other thing he was promised is that if he cooperates and he testifies, the prosecutor has the option of writing a letter to get his sentence reduced. So this is what his hope is, that his sentence will be reduced. I don't know. So, and he's very specific about this tale he tells. Now, even though he wrote the prosecutor and said he was in the same cell, he was not in the same cell as Donald Hartung. He was in the same pod. So in a pod, there are 8 or 12 cells and 2 people to a cell. But he was in the same pod, and he and Donald struck up a conversation about football, and they became fast friends. So Donald would apparently never leave his room except for meals. And so Donald would send somebody to get this guy. Hey, come talk to me. And nobody else would talk to Donald except for this guy because they were scared of him because they thought he was a witch. Well, which he is. He's a witch. So he'd go to the guy's cell, and he would talk to Donald, and they would talk about various things like Wiccan. So he told Donald that he believed in voodoo, and Donald was telling him all about Wiccan, and he even gave this guy a list of Wiccan books that he could read. And so this guy turned over that list to the prosecution as kind of proof that they had this conversation. So that's entered into evidence, a list of Wiccan books that this guy can go read if he wants to join. He said he was trying to get me to join. Now, I don't know that you join Wiccan, but okay. But he said, they had a lot of these Wiccan conversations. And Donald was telling him how he killed his family, that he had been planning it for 3 years. One of the reasons, there were several reasons. One of the reasons he did it was his son, Donald Jr., he claims was molested by John. And when he went to his mom and said, "Hey, John molested my son," she didn't believe him. So he was pissed about that. Then another reason is he found out, his mother told him in 2012, "You're not in the will. I have written you out. I have written your son out of the will." He doesn't know why, but they were written out of the will, and he was very pissed off about it. So those are the reasons he murdered his mother and his brothers. He knew he had to murder he wanted to get to the money. He knew he had to kill the mother to activate the will, and he had to kill the brothers who were recipients of the will. I guess what he didn't realize is that money still might not have gone to him. Maybe Richard had a will where the money went somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, he tells this jailhouse snitch there was a will, and I was pissed off because I was cut out of it. What else am I missing here? Let's turn the page, because this is what I was listening to at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was very interesting. And his son, at the time that he was molested by John, was only 3 years old. That's pretty bad. So here's what he said he did. After dinner, John was watching TV in the den, and he went and he hit him over the head with a hammer and then slit his throat. Now, here's what I'm thinking. If that's what happened, which I'm guessing that is what happened, how did his mother not hear that? Like, wouldn't John have made a noise? Maybe it was so fast he didn't make a noise. I don't know. If somebody hit me over the head with a hammer, there's going to be a noise come out of me for sure. I don't know. So then he goes to where his mother is watching TV in the living room. She's watching her QVC, and he starts to torture her. He's torturing her to get the combination to the safe, because he knows there's money in the safe. So she gives him the combination, and then he hits her over the head with a hammer and slices her throat. Then he drags her body and puts it under a bunch of clothes. So then Richard comes home and he shoots him, but he had a silencer on the gun. So there you go. That's why the neighbor didn't hear the gunshot. He had a silencer on the gun. Then he went, opened the safe, got all the money out. Apparently there was money in it, and we have seen a picture of an open safe in that house. He did describe that once he shot Richard put up a fight. Apparently it wasn't a mortal injury with the gun. Richard put up a fight. I don't think we've heard from the medical examiner yet. So Richard put up a fight, so then he stabbed him. Cut his throat. Yeah, all three of them cut their throats. And yeah, that's it. What else? Oh, then he changed his clothes. He had a change of clothes there because he had been planning this thing for 3 years. So he had a change of clothes there. He took all of his bloody clothes off, cleaned himself off, put his clothes in a plastic bag, changes all of his clothes, goes and gets in his car. This is why they didn't find any evidence in his car, because everything was in a plastic bag. He takes the plastic bag and gives it to a priest. Now, that's what the snitch said. I don't understand it. I don't why you'd give a bunch of bloody clothes to a priest. I don't know. But that's what he did. So the cross-examination focused on how dishonest this guy was, how he had turned evidence against his co-defendants in a prior federal case. He was serving time for not only, he had already, in addition to the attempted murder, he had 6 other felony convictions, and we don't know what those were all about, but they were crimes of dishonesty. So, and, you know, they focused on the fact that he knew that he was going to get a deal if he come forward with this information. And very cleverly, they said, you know, isn't it true that when you're going through a trial, there's discovery, and that the defendants get a copy of that discovery, they can store it in their cell. And there were times when Donald went to court and his cellmate was still there, so the cell wasn't locked. So, you know, couldn't you have had access to that discovery information? Oh no, I never saw that. No, I didn't. You know, but you know, maybe that's where he got all of his information. I don't know. You know, I don't know if I believe this guy or not, but I mean, it certainly fits with all of the evidence. So, I mean, did he access Donald's discovery information in his cell? Or, you know, I don't know. It's so hard to believe jailhouse snitches. It really is hard to believe. But, in any case, that was that. And his jumpsuit was not orange. I'm used to, you know, the orange jumpsuit. His was like stripes. And a big black guy, you know, not somebody you would run into. I don't know if I believe him. Anyway, that's where we're at on Donald Hartung. Now, fast forward to Markeith Lloyd trial. Holy moly. Okay. So we have the battle of the experts. Now, is this guy insane? The defense is claiming that he is insane. So they put on his expert, and it's this very old guy. He looks like he's in his 80s, maybe 85. And he proceeds to say that he suffers from delusions, you know, delusions that the cops are trying to kill him. And in order to declare insanity, you have to meet a 2-prong test. First of all, you have to say that you have to have a mental disease or defect. And this guy testified that he had schizophrenia, that he was bipolar, that he had PTSD, and one other thing. He had the delusions. So he was suffering from a mental disease or defect. So he meets prong 1. Now prong 2 is that, does that affect his ability to know right from wrong? And it clearly did. He felt that he was in the right by defending himself against these cops, like they were going to kill him. So he had to get into a gun battle to defend himself. And he felt like that was the right thing to do. The prosecution puts on their expert, and this guy was very smooth, very well polished. He says he doesn't know if he had any of those defects, but even if he did, they would have to be causing him some kind of disability. The PTSD, the delusions, the schizophrenia, and he did not see any functional disability that this guy had as a result of any of these diseases. So he did not feel that he even met prong 1, that he was not suffering from a mental disease or defect, at least not one that was causing him any functional impairment. Then, as far as the delusions go and whether he knew right from wrong, he says, you know, the first prong of a delusion is that you're suffering from a belief that's unreasonable. You know, is it unreasonable that the cops are trying to kill you? Yeah, that's kind of unreasonable. But is it a belief that's widely held amongst a subset of people? And this is. If it's widely held amongst a subset of people, then it's not a delusion. And clearly, that belief that the white people or cops are trying to kill black people is a widely held belief amongst a subset of people. So as an example he gave, he says, there is a person, for example, that believes that when he dies, he's going to leave his physical body and go back to outer space, that he's from space, and he's just occupying this body while he's here, and he's going to go back to, he's an alien, and he's going to go back to outer space where he's from. Now, is this a belief that's held widely by a I mean, this sounds really crazy, doesn't it? Is it a belief that's held widely by a subset of people? It is. The Scientologists, that's what they believe. And when he said that, I was like, oh, what? He's right. So, yes, this delusion that Markeith Lloyd suffers from is a widely held belief amongst a subset of people. So it's not insanity. He's not insane. So do you believe the prosecution expert? Do you believe the other expert? Was he insane? Was he not insane? And it had to be at the time that he committed this murder of the police officer. And the prosecution pointed out that, immediately before that, before the first killing, he held a job. He was making $1,000 a week, delivering chicken and running the chicken store. And he was functioning in society just fine up until he kills, his girlfriend. And there was a lot of testimony about this. They brought on the girlfriend's brother to testify about what actually happened, I guess to counter his testimony. And he says that he and his sister were trying to get back into the house when they were both shot at by Markeith. And he was trying to shield his sister. He gets shot several times. She gets shot several times. It was horrible testimony to listen to. In any case, do you think he's insane? Do you think he's not insane? We don't know. But closing arguments are this morning. As I speak, the judge is reading the jury instructions to the jury, and then we'll hear the closing arguments, and then the jury will begin their deliberations. Now, if the jury comes back today, I will bring that live to you. If they come back tomorrow, if deliberations continue I can't imagine that it's going to continue till tomorrow. I mean, I think this case is pretty cut and dry. I do. Yeah. Are they going to find him guilty or not guilty by reason of insanity? I don't believe that he's not guilty by reason of insanity. First of all, I don't believe he's not guilty. He's clearly guilty. The video shows that he stood over this woman and shot her. So the question is he insane? Is he not guilty by reason of insanity? I don't know. So I'll put up a poll on the community post to see what you think. And if we get the verdict live, I'll go live with the verdict. That's always fun. Yeah. Okay. So, and the third case, that is the Ahmaud Arbery case. Yesterday was day 10 of jury selection. They are still choosing a jury. So that will be the next case I cover. As soon as they get a jury, we're going to go right to the Ahmaud Arbery case. So we're going to continue the Donald Hartung case until we get to Ahmaud Arbery. I'm going to try to fill in the blanks anytime I can, guys. Okay, this day in history. Okay, Lady Chatterley's Lover. Ooh, this book was published by Penguin Books. It was written by D.H. Lawrence back in the 1950s. There were a lot of the editions of this book that had the obscenity taken out of it, but some of them didn't. There was a British publisher, Penguin, that published it with the obscenities in it. So there was a trial, an actual landmark obscenity case. On November 2nd, 1960, it ended in the acquittal of Penguin Books, saying, no, this is not obscene. So I'm like, what was obscene about this book? It's a book about this married woman. Her husband's disabled, and she has an affair with one of the gardener or something. I never read the book. But there's a lot of the F word, 4-letter F word, and there's a lot of the 4-letter C word, which I hate that word. I really do. But in any case, is it obscenity? I don't know. Yeah, but who cares? It's somebody's literature. It's a book. What? if you don't like obscenity, you don't read it. Anyway, they were acquitted. Yay, not obscene. So after that, it sold like millions of copies, of course. So everybody wanted to read Later Chatterley's Lover. I should read that, shouldn't I? Is it a long book? I should read long books. Well, and the guy went on. He had quite a career after that. He wrote many books, C.H. Lawrence, and he actually ended up. He was having an affair with a married woman. They ran off to France. He even wrote an autobiography about it. They ran off to France. She divorces her husband. They live happily ever after in France until he dies of tuberculosis at the age of 44. Oh, horrible. Yeah. So that's it. That's the show for today, guys. Working from home. So you might see me later if there's a verdict. I'll come to you live with the verdict. If not, I'll see you tomorrow in Crafting and Crime. And I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Love you.